Hey guys, welcome back to Assalamu. So I said earlier today I was going to make a post about everything that's happening. One of the things I really want to talk about is what's happening with Credit Suisse. So if you know, UBS has taken it over, and the big thing I really want to highlight here, let's see if I can get my pen going. The big thing I want to highlight here is right here, UBS chairman told the media conference that it would wind down Credit Suisse's investment bank. This is incredibly important because if you are unaware, a lot of the investments that they have are actually well in the negatives. So when we start to see that massive sell-off of this wind down start to occur, especially going into tomorrow, we may see another sort of massive movement into crypto. So that kind of lines up with what's happening with LUNC. Let's talk about that really quickly. So here we are with LUNC. Now this is the exact wedge we were talking before, and I know how we had this massive drop off. You can see here this massive drop off that occurred, making it think like we did fail, but in actuality it wasn't the case. So what we thought was this positive loss. So if we look down here, we thought was this loss of positivity, this forever negative movement. It actually started to close up really quickly, and in fact, it's looking to flip positive starting tomorrow. So with that being said, going into next week, the upper wedge or everything holding us down is going to be sitting at about 128 range. That 128 is going to be pivotal as we break in. Likely, inshallah, we're going to break it because we're pushing upward. We're going to break it. We're going to see this massive run. So let's jump over to the chart here. Oh, actually, also, just before we jump over to the chart, so this is the bar of the absolute end of the wedge, and we're looking at about 2 days, 17 hours, but more than likely it's probably going to be tomorrow at 8 p.m. once we start the weekly. So do get excited for that. So here we are back to the semblance of what we know best. So we can see, by the way, this is on the weekly. So we can see here we have this support line, right? This absolute support line at 12418 that's been holding us up really well. And that's actually what's causing this now almost positive momentum we're going to start to see in the weekly, meaning we look like we've started to bottom out. Inshallah, that is the case as we go into tomorrow. So we'll bounce back upward. Resistance points are set up at 13953 and 150. So within the next week, guaranteed, if we do push positive, inshallah, we're going to break that 139. We're going to push into the 15 range more than likely, and then start to even run past that. In fact, we may see one of the biggest bull runs in history start to occur as this mass exodus in the banks start to occur as well. So over here on the daily, we are pushing somewhat positive, which is really good sign going forward on it. So really all it comes down to is one last thing, and that is the federal rate hike, right? So that is dependent on whether it's going to be 0.25 or 0.0. So in the case it's actually 0.25, it's in our interest, right? Because if it's 0.25, what that means is that applies more pressure on these banks. The more pressure that's applied to these banks, the more than likely people are going to lose confidence in these banks as we start to leave these banks and look for other assets. Essentially, we're looking at the equivalent of a gold rush. And what happened during gold rushes? Well, everybody bought up gold. So in that sense, they're looking for other assets now, and that's going to be LUNC. That's going to be these crypto things. As long as we have this utility going, as long as we have the confidence going, and as long as we have the indicators supporting us as well. So I'm really excited for tomorrow. Thanks for listening. I'll see you guys soon. Please do sub. Assalamu alaikum.